Yeah, hello. Yeah, well, just what one of the solutions I've personally provided to the world, especially in the place where I come from, uh, like I've been saying, many things were imported into this place, and those things, you know, desecrated the land. It makes the land really and greatly unholy as against what it used to be. Well, democracy is a very good system of government, and we have many countries practice that across the world, across the globe. But in my own country, at least for now, it doesn't work. That's why we are so behind. That's why it's so bad. Even though we have some other problems to which I can, easily talk about as times go on. But I mean, uh, there is no way we can really, fit in into this uh, thing they call democracy, because over time we've done it, and I've studied it, and I can see that it's just a government of the few ruling over the majority, which is, you know one of the greatest injustices you can talk about, because even people cannot even vote for people they know will make a difference in governance, because those people will not have the opportunity to be voted for. Yeah, due to the structure of democracy, which is goes in line with politics. You have to be a politician, and we know if you are a politician. This thing is very simple. I don't know why black people don't think. For you to be in democracy, for you to practice democracy, for you to be in the other hand, I mean, the leadership part, you have to be a politician for you to be in that part. And we all know that you can't be a politician in my country without being a very bad person. You can't be a bad person. If you are a bad person, it's still manageable. You have to be a very bad person for you to be a politician. And you have to be a politician to be a leader, you know. In this setting, I don't know why my people still don't, have. I don't know, it's very difficult for my people to think. And those people that do think, it's very difficult for them to actualize their thought. You know, the action is always a problem for them. This thing does this it doesn't work. If it does, we will have known. If, how long are we going to experiment this? If the white tell us, if they told us that okay, you have to do this, yeah, we can do it, because maybe we were naive, we were still somehow, in quote, young, and we were afraid, we were scared, we don't want to experiment. But now that we have follow their instructions over time, and we know this thing is not working, why can't we change it? Why should an African society, a typical one, be practicing democracy? Because Africa naturally are very greedy. When I talk about this, when I say this, I don't mean everybody, because you have to be statistically correct. Most people. So, as Providence will have it, power has fallen to the hand of these greedy people, and they will never leave it. They will recycle it. It will be among them. And is this the democracy we are talking about? So some countries like the US, and the likes, very mature to practice democracy. Has been working for them, even though there are itches, a little one, but at least uh, a citizen can, challenge anything in court or protest, vote for it. Even though I still have some reservation even about the ideal way of practicing democracy, but not to talk of even in my own country, it doesn't work for us. Our own, before the white came, we were already existing. We have a culture, we have traditions. All these things have been wiped away by their own Islam and Christian and all those things. So, if we can revert back to this system, if our leaders are divinely chosen, if we swear them into office with our traditional materials and not the Bible and the Quran, I mean, we are going to see the changes. I mean, we can no longer wait for 4 years before we change. It's time wasting. It's time consuming. Oh, this leader is bad. Ah, okay, election is coming. Let's vote him out. When you vote him out, automatically you vote another person in. The person will also do the same thing. Is the same. Is the nature of the. Is the structure. Is the system. There is nothing absolutely you can do about this thing. So when this thing happens, you wait for another 4 years, at times 8 years, because of the electoral system, to vote in another person. You wait for another, and that is if you're able to even vote for another person outside the caucus, because it's being recycled, you know. So uh so like that. So it's just it's worrisome. It's worrisome, really, absolutely. You know, it's putting burden on people. But when we choose this traditional way of government, you know, if you are from this part, we have some traditional, typical traditional materials for you. If you are from the other part, you know those tools that will really work for your land. So do it. Okay, we are, let's, before even, it will make election very easy, because now I don't even, people go for election, but I think it's just a jamboree, because even those candidates, you don't know them, they impose them on you. So you now have between the devil and the red blue sea, because you don't know any of the candidates. They say, okay, we have parties. Or for example, let's say, okay, we have like 3 different parties. They have their different. You don't have any idea about all these people. So already you're already blindfolded about what you're about to do. So when they now present them, you now go and vote based on maybe whatever, you know, different condition, maybe the influence, maybe the popularity, or what have you. So in the long run, you have already made error in the first step. But in this case, in this traditional setting, every candidate, everybody that wants, which will be very unattractive, because you know what you are going to face. Unlike now that everybody wants to take a leadership position in the society. In this case, everybody will come with Israel manifesto. When they come with it, the electorate will have a look about it. I mean, have a look at it. Right? When they see it, then we don't even need to wait for we don't need to wait for the pronouncement before we do the swearing for them, before we tell them to take the oath. You know, when we see the election, okay, we now say, okay, this is your manifesto. Okay, let it be time related. For example, if you say you are going to do this, for how long are you going to do it? And we hope we already know what is already on ground, so that you won't say that, oh, when I was outside the government, I never knew the treasury has been deeply rooted to this extent. So of course, you should have done that on your own. You are the one that says, okay, you want to like these people, you want to do all those things. You know, they are so sugar, they have sugar coated mouth. So you already know all those stuff. So based on what you have, on your own findings uh, uh, as maybe a contestant or an aspirant, so you make your manifesto or manifestos, as the case may be. Okay, so when you do that, we just take you to the shrine. Then, I mean, swear that this thing will be achievable. You don't need to say any story. You don't need to read any constitution. You don't need to, because all those constitutions, they're fraudulent document, like some of these, you know, one of the foremost SN said one time ago, you know, it's made by, what do you expect? What kind of document do you expect from fraudulent people? Is it going to be a very uh, an acceptable document? It's obviously not. It's not going to be an acceptable document. So when you do this, you will make the job to be easy. That voting to be very easy. There won't be voting apathy, because we all know what we want to do. We are not blindfolded this time around. It's not that some elites just impose somebody from us because they can no longer, be. You already know that, oh, this, when I compare these manifestos, because it's not a fear, I don't have the fear of, if I vote for this person, I expect him to do this, but he might not do it. But we already have, okay, and I mean, aspirant A wants to do this and this and this within this period of time, within this time frame. And it's very certain that he will do it, because if he doesn't do it, the repercussion is severe. So he doesn't have any choice unless he resigns. So you just compare the manifesto. Which one will pay me? Okay, in my own family or in my own community, what we need more is infrastructure. I think our school is good. Our medical facilities are very good. I mean, what have you? What else? We have a good security. So I will just go for the one that make more emphasis on maybe infrastructure. And if you see this one doesn't really talk about infrastructure. Maybe it's not. Maybe it doesn't have that technical know about how to construct. But it really talks about education. It talks about scholarship. It talks about that is going to provide jobs, agriculture, revive the agriculture. If that is what you need, just it will be very easy. You go and vote based on the manifesto. You see, there is nothing like political parties or like the personality. You don't need that. Even if it's your enemy, in as much you know this person is attached to this manifesto, and the manifesto is attached to an oath, a real one, which is really the most important thing, the deciding factor in all this system. Without this thing, nothing can be done in Nigeria. We are just deceiving ourselves, and it's so painful. And when you talk the truth, people will shy away from it. I don't know why. I don't know why we can't be realistic for a second. Must we just make the mistake uh the ancestors they made before? Yeah, they were naive, and I don't really blame them, because as at that time, we were not exposed. So the why they brought civilization, they liberated us, so but they were carried away, so they allowed them to penetrate such that everything is now just everything is just disorganized, haphazard, so to speak. So it's high time we go back to our treasures. See, the whites cannot copy our own way of life because they have theirs. So why should we copy their own? There are some things we can learn from each other. The whites can learn from the brown can learn from the black. But there are some that are very fundamental, typical, and unique to a particular people or a particular region. This the way the system of government is part of it. We should not jeopardize this thing, and we should take it seriously. If not, this thing is very simple. We don't need any too much conferences or seminars to talk about this thing. This thing does not work for us. Let's change the system of government, but still follow that process. And the reason, the painful thing is that it's structured in such a way that those people who are